We've got to go in a straight line.
Yeah, welcome back to the Mission Across Wales Attempt 3, everyone. You join me and my brother Ben 9.5 miles into the Welsh countryside after a pretty brutal but successful first day in which an anxiety-inducing run-in with a ticked-off farmer topped the pile when it came to close calls. In spite of this, we managed to stay well within 25 metres of the line and as a result ended the day feeling tired but upbeat.
Blazing saddles.
The events of day 2, however, would be enough to put us both off fence hopping for life.
It is morning, it doesn't look like it. And we didn't get the best of sleeps, especially Ben. How many hours sleep did you get, Ben?
2, maybe.
Oh dear. That's not great. But nonetheless, we're going to try and rise at daybreak, get everything packed up and ready to go and out of here by 7:30, just to give ourselves the most hours of daylight today possible to get to Camp 2, which is crucial. Today is crucial. Today is a big day, the most important day of this trip. So, come on!
The reason today was so crucial was because after today, there was next to zero farmland standing in between us and the coast. Day 3 and 4 were mainly remote mountains, moors, reservoirs and forests, which do pose their own unique set of challenges, but extraordinary circumstances aside, there was no real reason for us to actually deviate from the line on those days. Today though was a very different story. Low-lying, hedge-lined, high-productivity farmland dominated the day. And that's not including the dozen or so farmyards and properties we'd be sneaking past. If we were going to be apprehended and marched off someone's land, it was going to be today. And it was time for today to begin.
Right, man. You ready?
Yeah.
Day 2. I'm pretty nervous. I'm pretty nervous about encountering a farmer again. Hopefully we don't deviate more than like 50 metres at the very least. Okay, GPS is on. This is the spot where we stopped last night. Let's do it. So I'm hoping that today is Sunday. It's no coincidence we're doing this day on Sunday. That there will be less farming activity. So far it looks like there is, but let's not judge it on this field alone.
It might have been quiet at this time, but even the small stretch of fields that led to Camp 1B was a lot trickier than we'd expected.
There's a house there.
It may have been the lack of gloves, but after scrambling through this huge, thorny hedgerow in clear view of a farm, I was certainly wide awake and into action mode.
I think a lot of today will be this sort of thing, like a few fields like this in a row where there's a hedgerow. Yeah. The farm home now was angry and didn't let us go over the fence. That's the situation I'm worried about today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading into the wood where Camp 1B was. So we get to see how shit or good it is. Kind of like Deal or No Deal. We want it to be shit now, don't we?
Yeah. Would not have wanted to do this last night.
Yeah, I know.
The wood was most definitely shit, which was somehow annoying and relieving at the same time. Soon though, we had other things to worry about. Someone's house. And a farm.
So, have you got a plan for this? There's no other way around it?
No, we have to go through, basically, past the side of their house into their back garden. There's a steep bank after it. So if we run up there, we should be all right. No one should get us. I'm just hoping it's not a hedge.
Yeah.
Can you see someone over there?
No, I can see,
Oh, their garage is open. Fuck. They might be there. We might have to talk to them.
Stashing our rubbish bag behind this tree trunk, we prepared ourselves for action.
So there it is. You can see the car in the garage, taxi, see the steep bank and then the fence for the horse field.
let's do it.
I think we just run.
Yeah.
Run and go for it and hope that they're not actually in the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. I'm nervous here. Taxi drivers can be pretty
Stern as well. Stern but reasonable. Should we do it then? Yeah. Quick.
With this fence, we were out of the property and in with the cutest, loudest ponies in all of Wales.
You online?
And by this point, I was incredibly grateful that we weren't being chased.
Mate, my legs are already killing. Okay, we're through it. No one saw, I don't think. But my legs are fucked already from yesterday. Heart is racing.
Soon we were entering the safety of the woods.
We're not actually in the dense bit. Buzzing. I thought we were in there, but no. Oh, great. Oh, Jesus, Ben. Why are you taking us through this, Ben? I didn't fucking do this, mate.
Now, I knew from experience that this was going to be bad. What I didn't realise was that it was going to be the worst section of trees I'd ever been through.
Is it all bramble? Yeah. Surely not inside. Deeper in.
Usually, once you're past the dense green exterior of the pine, the forest floor becomes dark and barren, allowing you to crawl along it. In this case, however, brambles filled the entire space from forest floor right up to the tops of the trees.
This is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. 12-foot pines with 7-foot brambles. Worst thing imaginable. Especially for Ben, who's leading the way.
80 monstrous metres later, though, glorious gaps appeared.
Is it? Oh, get in. Ah, help. Well done, man. Great effort. I didn't think that was possible. It's one of the worst things I've ever done. That was dedication. We could have gone 20 metres to the left and avoided all of that, but... Really? Yep. Anyway, going forward, it's lots of farmers' fields, hedgerows, little tracks, and in 3 kilometres time, there's a pretty dodgy farm that we have to go past with a farmhouse, back garden, and so forth. So that's the next thing that we can look forward to. Was it really 20 metres? Yeah.
The first 2/3 of our latest belt of farmland were almost done, but we desperately needed the peace and quiet to continue for the final third. 4 huge-looking hedgerows stood proudly between us and the safety of the forest, and there were no clever ways around this time.
This looks hefty, dude. I know. I'm hoping it's so big that there's gaps. Oh. Yeah, I think over there and through there, yeah. Didn't look easy, but oh, it's almost impossible. Go on, you can do it. Give it a go.
Luckily, there were gaps in the branches just about big enough to squeeze the bag through and crawl through after it. However, beyond that, there was a wall of thorns filling the space above the barbed wire fence, which meant that if we wanted to leave the hedge, it was going to hurt.
Is it barbed wire?
No, it's a hedge. Absolutely huge.
We pull this back. Oh no.
Now it was Ben's turn.
That's it. And then push up, push up. There you go. You have to just push. I've made it a bit better for you, like a second baby. Yeah, tread on that, yeah. Well done. Hedgerow still perfectly intact. That was one of the hardest ones I've ever done. Next one, 50 yards.
The next 3 hedges were similar in variety to the first one, but slightly less arduous. Hedge 3 had a lovely man-sized gap in it, pretty much bang on the line. Hedge 4 took us 10 metres off to the right and still wasn't much better than the first one. But in the end, we were through and we were very happy about it.
Fuck me, man, that was a bad section. Really bad section. Did our best not to affect or damage any of the hedgerows, and I don't think we did really. The odd twig here and there, but that was... Oh, I dread to think what that would have been like if there was activity around here.
Not only were we now entering the safety of the woods, but the woods just so happened to be absolutely beautiful and a complete treat to traverse through.
This is beautiful, isn't it, man? Just going in and out of this wood. So glad this wood isn't like the one earlier.
Fucking hell. This is bliss.
Yeah, absolute
Take this
heaven.
any day.
Absolute heaven. Yeah. Well, Ben, we are a quarter of the way through day 2.
Beautiful.
And we haven't heard a tractor, an engine of any sort. Just waiting for it to go wrong.
Yeah.
Of course, it was going to go very wrong fairly soon because we were now leaving the protective bubble of the woods
Fucking hell, man.
and entering one of the longest continual stretches of farmland I've ever come up against. A 3.5-mile quilt of patchwork fields divided by thick hedgerows and overlooked by several farms and properties. This section was highly likely to make or break the trip. If we could venture beyond these faraway wooded ravines without being ejected from our line, the odds of a successful mission go from about 50-50 up to about 95-5. But, as you've seen in the spoilers, it wasn't going to be that simple. Coming up half a mile away, a cattle farm so big that we could already hear it. But just behind the tree line, more agricultural angst.
Okay, you lead with that. You lead with that.
The issue with this farm was that due to a lack of street view imagery here, the layout of the place and the sizes of the hedgerows, etc., were a bit of a mystery.
Ben, it might be best not to go in there. Look at the hedge on the left. How far off are we? 10 metres?
12 meters.
Okay, that's fine.
Avoiding the yard was a no-brainer. However, with the added pressure from this clearly inhabited home, we now had to decide whether to tackle this laborious-looking hedgerow. Despite already being offline, I decided we should play it safe and skirt around the hedge. But just how costly a decision would that turn out to be?
Don't want the heat. I don't want...
That's a worry, mate. Look at that.
Fuck. Yeah, that's a worrier.
Don't it?
Just didn't want to climb. Mate, look at that. People watching.
No, it's not too much.
It's too much. If it's over, it's over, man. I'd rather respect the hedge and the farmer.
Yeah.
And we're through it. Do you know what I mean? We're through it.
Yeah.
We were through it, but it had taken us just out of the platinum zone and into the gold. And the annoying thing about it is that if I'd have studied the imagery a bit more thoroughly, I'd have known that this was actually the ideal way through, providing there was no one around at the farm. To be honest though, I came into this mission knowing that at some point there might have to be a trade-off between sticking within the 25 metres and leaving the line altogether. And just ahead of us was yet another place where that could easily happen.
This might be the thing I'm most worried about on the whole trip. It's a huge cow farm, a run of hedges right next to it that we've got to, kind of like the one we did earlier, it looks like, in plain view of the farm, and it's uphill as well, so there's no running, there's no hiding. Yeah, this is make or break. We need luck here. We genuinely need luck. We need it to not be active.
You're going for that tuft?
Yeah, I'm going for the tuft, yeah.
You're not going to make that.
Yeah?
Oh, buddy.
It's not a tuft, it's a log. Buddy. Mate, well done. There's a road, then there's a farm which we'll be able to get a better look at, and then we'll just have to go and hope that the hedgerows aren't terrible.
The hedgerow onto the road was pretty damn huge,
Mate, it's big.
but just about doable using the Moses technique. The next one, however, looked almost impossible.
How are we getting through that, mate? I have no idea how we're getting through that.
Maybe we can part it.
Go on. Go on.
Go, go, go.
Luckily, like their opposite neighbours, these particular branches were open to being parted, and without too much difficulty, we were into the main field.
Hold on, let's go.
It was looking promising. The farm showed signs of being less productive on Sundays, and the height of the hedge that separated us from it was actually shielding us from it. Our main concern now was how bad is the final hedgerow. For obvious reasons, we weren't keen on the idea of being trapped in this field. Then, all of a sudden, we had a few more reasons not to be.
Oh, mate, they're coming in. Oh, God. Yeah.
With the cows heading in our direction, we really did have to hope that there would be gaps in this colossal hedge, and as luck would have it, right in the corner of the field and bang on our line, the perfect exit.
They're coming.
Mate.
Okay, go. Lead the way.
Not out the woods, but that's good. That is good. Please.
And with another lung-busting climb towards freedom, things were suddenly feeling pretty rosy.
Oh, I love Sundays.
We were past two of the most dreaded points of the day, having still hardly seen or heard any signs of farming activity, and ahead of us was a stretch of fields that felt relatively remote and safe, both on the map and in reality. We were in high spirits.
I could stare at sheep's arses all day if it means that we're on flat grass. I fucking love it. Alright, mate. Is that the Welsh coming out in you?
Oh, yeah.
However, if there was one thing that me and Ben took away from this trip, it was that however easy or hard you expect something to be, it's got every chance of being the exact opposite. A lot of you have probably wondered why all I ever harp on about in these episodes is farmers and the threat that they apparently pose to the mission. Well, you're finally going to get to see why. Yep, we're about to come face to face with the final boss of the straight line mission, the Furious Farmer, and the level begins here on this remote dirt track.
Fit to the left.
Right, after you. I think there's a tractor down there. Can you see the screen of it?
What?
Right down there. Yeah. Hopefully there's no one in it, but you never know. Mate, he's coming. Should we hide? Mate, run. Just stand here. Just sit down. It's not a tractor, it's a Land Rover, but I don't think he saw us.
He had seen us, of course, and looking back, it's a bloody good job we decided to stop hiding and make a move.
Keep a listen out as well.
In fact, I can't stress the importance of every step we took from this moment on.
He might be coming back then. He is. Just march, don't run, march.
Okay, this way, okay.
Fuck.
Shit.
By this point, the farmer had already made his way around and pulled up right next to where we were just hiding.
He's coming, mate.
Presumably clocking our direction, he then reversed back out and sped off into another field.
He's going to come round. Oh God. Let's just hope we can get off his land. Keep marching. I'm fucked. Yeah, I know. Fuck. What's your thing? Okay, just keep going. The more fields we get through, the greater chance we've got of getting off his land. Oh my God. Oh shit. Fuck. Okay. You can see him coming. I've got a conserved battery though.
The farmer, who once again had entered a field with difficulty, only to find that we'd already fled it, was now beyond livid. Physically unable to run, me and Ben just kept marching, praying that the next field, if not this one, would be out of reach for the farmer.
Keep bearing on.
But we could still hear him. He was slowly but surely making his furious way through 4 more fields in a determined bid to intercept us.
If I could run, I'd run. Okay. He's shouting at us. Mate, he's coming through here. Mate, run over that fence. Mate, we got it, we got it.
With the farmer now in the same field as us and fast approaching, we managed to reach the next fence, but we could run no more.
We've got to go in a straight line. We've got to go in a straight line. We can't. Ben. We can't, mate. We've got... Ben, stop. Listen, I know it look... Let me explain. I know it looks really bad. And we're really sorry. We've got to go in a completely straight line.
I don't care where you're going to go. You can't walk on anybody's ground without pressure.
I understand.
And with that definitive instruction, there were 2 ways we could go. Do the right thing, obey the poor man's orders, but fail the mission. Or run away again and probably get caught anyway in embarrassing fashion, on the off chance that we somehow escape this situation and go on to succeed the mission. Place your bets.
I understand, yeah, we've got to go this way. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. We have to do it. I'm really sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
And with those ominous words echoing around our heads to the crescendo of his instantly ignited engine, we headed hopelessly for the single most important barbed wire fence of our lives.
Oh God, Ben to the left. Okay, straight on.
As you can see, we made the fence with seconds to spare, but there was more good news. The farmer hadn't just reached the end of his tether, but his land.
I'm sorry. We're not up to no good. I promise. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. That's fine. We did it, mate. Oh my God. We need to get over this fence. Go on the road. No, we need to hide in case the police come. No, we need to keep moving. We need to keep moving. Oh mate. That's why I made you do fitness training. Oh.
The next fence actually took us into someone's garden, but we were now so numb to any sort of heat that we barely noticed. We were left of the line though, so we tacked right where we were able to leave the garden, join a track, and then join an actual road, which I had planned to use if things were hot in any way. The road was exposed, but we figured we had some time before anyone would be driving around looking for us, so we took full advantage of the free 250 metres and slipped back into the fields through a pre-planned gap in the hedge. What we really wanted to do now, though, was get out of sight of the road and beyond any of the potentially alerted neighbouring farms. It just so happened to be one of the hardest things I've ever done.
My legs are completely burning up. We have to get to the top. Oh, mate. Come on, quick. Might be the difference. Right, be on this course, Ben. I can't move another muscle. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't like that house being there either. I know, but mate, how close can you get? If we were any less fit.
Fuck me. Just the rumble of his quad bike and turning around and seeing him open the gate, and
I know. It was gate after gate after gate. He had to open each one,
yeah,
which allowed us somehow just about to get away.
I nearly jumped over the last one.
The next mile and a half was almost as fast as the last one, as we made light work of the fences and fields. Ben was rattled and anxious, and we were both exhausted, but I couldn't help but to think a bit deeper about what this all meant.
Ben, we really can't blow it now. We've got to keep going at all costs, if we can, because I'm sensing this might be my last mission. No, I don't know, but right now, I don't want to go through that again. That was fucking stressful. That was horrible.
The idea of failing now and having to do a fourth attempt after what we'd been through just didn't bear thinking about. But it could still easily happen.
I hate to break it, but coming up right there is a house, and we basically go through its land. Ben's loving it.
A dense hawthorny thicket right on the line forced us to within touching distance of the house, and although that didn't feel too intrusive, the horse field it overlooked had been a concern of mine.
Have a look at the fence there, the hedge. Okay, now what? That gap. Let's go quick then. Oh, buzzing.
Thankfully, this rusty old gate on the stream in the corner allowed us to clamber on through and out of view.
Right, yeah.
So we now had 1 more mile of farmland to go until the sanctuary of the woods. A hedge-heavy mile that I knew would be difficult pretty much all the way up to this wonderfully placed farm. It wasn't easy, mainly because of 2 or 3 predictably woeful hedgerows. But me and Ben were just in some sort of possessed autopilot mode at this point. Fuck you. And it wasn't too long before it was time for what certainly felt like our final push over the top.
Yeah, let's get past this farm and into the steep wooded valleys that will make a welcome haven right now. Okay, let's do it.
As we approached our final farmyard encounter of the entire trip, we were relieved to see that it might be a hedgerow-free affair. However, in our desperate, adrenaline-fueled bid to make it to these woods, we'd allowed our exhausted, dehydrated bodies to run on fumes, and I was about to learn the dangers of that the hard way and in the worst place possible.
3/4 of the way through the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. What have you done? What have you done?
I've rolled my ankle. Oh, I've rolled my ankle, mate.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh, it's really bad.
Lie down, lie down.
Really bad.
Lie down. Lie down. You think you've broken it?
No, but I've rolled it.
The pain's going to subside.
Why was I so foolish?
It's horses.
Oh, thank fuck. Oh, that's really bad, mate. That might be a trip ender.
You sure?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
After a couple of minutes, the pain began to subside.
The pain has subsided a bit. It's not like uncomfortable now, but I'm just worried that when I walk, it's gonna be unworkable. We're so close to fucking sanctuary.
Well, we need to get there.
We need to get there, man. Shall I try it?
Yeah.
With failure now looking as likely as ever all of a sudden, I could hobble past our final farm without much of a second thought for its occupants. If anything, it was the ravine that I was now dreading.
Okay, not exactly what I wanted after a rolled ankle, but here we go. I land on my left foot.
It had felt okay on the flat grass, but I was quickly discovering that any sort of steep gradient, especially one that required constant use of my left foot, was a different story.
Excuse my mate. Just worried about jumping over shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like this waterfall, for example.
That's huge.
Whether I could actually traverse this waterfall or a small mountain range safely with a mildly sprained ankle was something that I'd have to gauge as I went. First though, that rest we'd been looking forward to.
Oh man, what a day. If you're watching, Mr. Farmer, you probably laughed your head off, didn't you, when I sprained my ankle? That's what you get, I suppose. Yeah. We've got that to get her. But yeah, let's fucking recoup a bit, man. What's the time?
It's 5 minutes fast, it's 3 minutes past 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, that can't be right. You sure that isn't a 2?
No, it's 12. 12:08.
What?
12:03.
But mate, it was 10 o'clock, like ages ago. I guess we fucking ran through all that. That's the thing, we absolutely marched through it.
We did, we really did.
Thanks to the farmer incident, Ben and I had covered 6 miles in 4 hours since Camp 1, and nearly 4 miles in 2 hours since this wood. A pace so fast that I literally didn't believe it. The last mile over to our meeting point with Verity, however, would now be slow and hazardous.
Am I really slow?
No, I just want you to do it.
Oh fuck. Cheers. I just can't like put loads of weight on my left.
The ankle was painful and very restricting, but my determination to make it to that coast was now unshakable. If it was possible, I was doing it.
Wowzers. Well, if I can get up and down that, maybe I can do this. I think it's going to be hard, but I think with lots of paracetamol and an ankle support, I think I can do it.
And with that in mind, Ben and I confronted our last mile. First up was our final run of hedgerows of the day, of the trip, and according to how I was feeling at the time, quite possibly ever.
I hope these are the last hedgerows to do. I'm done with them. Started to look at them differently as well, a bit, after that confrontation.
I'm trying, you're using your other hand.
I might have to, yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Fuck me.
Next up was the second of the 2 wooded gorges, but first, a milestone.
Yeah, especially at the midway point.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
But we've got that front end.
Somehow that midway point thing just isn't as appealing anymore for me. Let's figure this out once and for all. If you stand there, right? No, I do that. Then I can land on my right.
The descent down into the gorge was very steep and required serious care for Ben, let alone me.
Oh shit.
The way out was no picnic either, but piece by piece and with a lot of patience,
Fuck off, you.
I was able to trace Ben's steps up and out of there safely.
Everything's so much harder at the moment. I can't put any weight on my foot, and I didn't realise how much you depend on both feet as anchor points. Okay, I think we're pretty close to the meeting point with Verity now, and to the end of the day. So keep going.
Another unexpected cluster of farm buildings provided us with one last injection of anxiety, but after that the fields opened up beautifully, and as soon as we could see the road we called Verity
Tom rolled his ankle.
and made our way down to the tantalising tarmac.
Okay, mate. There we go. Meeting point 2.
Oh, bless her.
You want to sit in the car?
Yes. For hours, to be honest. No, genuinely. Yeah.
Are you finishing then?
No.
Okay.
We're just
Okay, good.
we're just putting stuff down.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the car now, snug and warm. Basically, we've decided it doesn't make sense to try and cross the reservoir now because we're exhausted and, yeah, mainly just that. And we don't need to, more to the point, because we're not going to do beyond the reservoir in one day anyway, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll chill here, warm up, just as we did in Mission Across Wales 1, thanks to this girl again, and either sleep in the car or camp in that wood over there, but it looks a bit slanted. We'll work something out, and then tomorrow will be a fairly big day. Kayak across the reservoir and make 9 miles of ground. Yeah, I hope this ankle improves by tomorrow, because that could be hard and dangerous. So, as Ben prepared some space for another terrible night's sleep, I sat there, ankle on dashboard, evaluating the aftereffects of what was quite probably the most mental day of adventuring I've ever experienced. If you ignore the ankle issue for a second, we're actually in an incredible position at this point. We're over halfway, 95% of the farmland on the mission is already behind us, and the furthest we've strayed from the line is 29 metres. Add to that the whole furious farmer fiasco, and it's nothing short of a miracle that we're even still here discussing what's ahead of us. Nonetheless, ahead of us, apart from 2 very small sections of farmland at either end, was basically 15 miles of moorland and pine forests and 2 reservoirs. Tricky and horribly grueling at times, no doubt, but thanks to Omar's gradient checks and more calm weather incoming, not particularly dangerous on paper. If in the morning my ankle is completely fucked, then it's over. But if it holds out, there is no real reason that we can't succeed. Or at least, that's what we thought at the time.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Why? Why do things go wrong? I have absolutely no words. Oh my god, please be Verity.